is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
Hello, good evening, everybody. It's Friday night here in the Pacific or in California, where I'm currently at. Good evening to everybody. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. It's a beautiful Friday, and you could feel this being the season being spring. It's not as cold anymore compared the few weeks. So as they said, spring is here. Now, if you're watching us from the Philippines, magandang tanghali sa inyong lahat. As always, we have changed our hours. Hindi na siya 1 p.m. It's going to be 12 noon because of the time change, the daylight saving time here in the U.S. Now, if you are, and as always, I hope that you are having beautiful, wonderful lunch with your friends, family, loved ones, and significant others. And if you are watching us in different parts of the world, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And happy viewing sa ating Team Replay and Team Share. Thank you so much for your continued support of our show, Alam Mo Ba, with Jush Andowitt. Now, we are live on different podcasts, namely Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. We are also live on PHLB Radio Facebook page, as well as PHLB Radio YouTube channel. So hopefully by now you are already subscribed for our YouTube channel. All you have to do is like, share, and subscribe. And if you want not to miss any of our PHLB radio shows, just click on that notification bell. So you'll be always notified and made aware every time our show is on. Not only my shows, but all the other shows of the other content provider, as well as anchors and shows. If you're using Amazon Fire TV, just click on, just look for PHLB Radio channel. And if you're using Alexa, just say, Alexa, play PHLB Radio. And also, if you have any questions or comments, or anything to know more about the shows and the station, just log on to our PHLB Radio webpage, which is www.phlbradio.com. Yeah, nako, our first honor si Yosh. Rafana. Hi, Yosh. Been a while. Yosh used to be here in Los Angeles, and she was connected with the Philippine consulate here in Los Angeles. Incidentally, there's so many things going on. We are going to guest one of these days the return of the Consul General Adelio Cruz. He was before here prior. And then now he was reassigned again here in Los Angeles. And the community welcomed him last week. And we have that video for you. And definitely we'll air it hopefully next week. And then hopefully he could join us and guest so he could do an update. He'll talk about the upcoming in July, the Ambassador's Tour, or they call it now the VIP Tour, which will happen in July 6th to the 15th. And it's gonna be we'll tell you more about it, I think. But the most important thing that he made he talked about is the state of the Philippines right now because of all the things that's happening in the country, as well as the most important thing is the upcoming election in May 17. And the good news for all the Filipinos abroad, and we'll cover that next week, we can still register to be part of the wonderful and the most talked about midterm election in the Philippines, and not to be disappointed because we were told, and we have the procedure that we will air next week. All the Filipinos abroad globally can register still and vote online, and we'll walk you through that next week. So that's going to be an exciting show for us next week. Now, for today, though, this will be a continuation of the trip that I did early this year, and I went to Northern Europe. And last week, if you missed it, we covered Amsterdam or the Netherlands, and of course we did London, and that was a very very good show. Maraming salamat po dun sa lahat na nood, because as I've said, our shows, this particular show will not only talk about interview about our celebrities or people, interesting people or businesses that constantly lifting the Philippine flag in the global stage, because we believe that Filipinos, by our culture and by nature, we are world class as a culture, as people that needs to be introduced, reintroduced, and discovered by the world. Yeah. So, but since I do a lot of traveling as well because of what I do for the business, so I try to give you some tips and some suggestions, and maybe may entice you to travel once you have prepared and you have the budget for that. Incidentally, just to let you guys know, we will talk about next week also coming, Congen General Adelio Cruz, talk about that too, because there's a lot of, I'm getting calls as well, and I know the station definitely are getting calls as well, and I know they'll cover that in one of the immigration shows that the PHLV radio station has. Now, one of the things that was talked about was the fear of the immigrants when they travel outside. And to my understanding, even close friends of mine, they're trying not to travel outside the United States for the fear of being being held in the airport. But those are myth. Okay, wag niyo pong paniniwalaan lahat ng nababasa niyo. So there's really no fear. As an immigrant, it's one step away from being a citizen, of course. You are still considered resident alien, but you are here legally. So there's no fear of you traveling outside of the United States. So yung mga lumalabas po na sa mga Facebook pages o yung mga YouTube o TikTok, or yung sa mga different website na immigrants should not be traveling outside of the United States, and it's creating fear. Fake news po. You could still travel. Nagkakaroon lang talaga ng problema if you have any infractions, or you have some cases filed against you, or merong mga conviction in the past. And so there's a lot of things going on, but definitely you can still travel. A lot of you had called me and was asking for more information about that. So during the audience for the community town hall, ang tawag nila doon ay first ever for Consul General, since he's back, Adelio Cruz, he did the first ever kapihan sa konsulado. And one of the topic that was talked about was that if an immigrant can travel outside the United States, and definitely the answer is yes. Okay, so we'll talk about next week about the voting, online voting that would be available from April 13 up to May 7. So if you're not registered yet, you could register online. We'll talk about that next week, next Friday. And then he talked about also the flight of the immigrants, about the myth versus facts. And then he'll talk about the ambassador's tour and other things. But so just to give you bird's eye view on what we'll talk about next Friday. Now, happy viewing kay Desi Santos. Desi's watching us from Quezon City. Last week, I talked to her, and she was surprised that when she logged on or logged in to our show at 1 p.m. We're almost done with the show, and she was wondering what happened. And then, of course, she's one of those that she was not aware that our show, alam mo ba, with Jush Andowitt, is now moved to 12 noon if you're watching is from the Philippines. Yan. So now for today, this will be the continuation, because remember I told you early this year, February, March, we did I went to Europe, Northern Europe. So I visited 4 areas, namely London, which is in UK, of course. And then we did Amsterdam, which is Netherlands. And then we did also Paris, which is in France. and we did, of course, Zurich and Lucerne, which happens to be in Switzerland. So that's our topic for today, our travelogue for today. I'll give you some pointers before we show you some videos that I took. A couple of things. If you're asking me, which I already said last week, if you could, if try not to travel in the months of January, February, and March to Europe because it was very, very cold, or the climate. If you're not really you're not fascinated with cold weather, I would say try to avoid those months because those are the cold weather, the first part of the year. Now, the ideal months will be March, April, May. However, just to let you guys know, January to March, the hotels are really pretty inexpensive, meaning it's not expensive at all. Good hotels, you could get it between, I would say, €100 to €150, and they are 3 to 4 stars. But if you travel March up to June, which is fantastic weather, the prices goes between €250 up to 500, depending on the star and the number of stars for hotels. So just bear in mind. If you ask me, is it okay to travel? Well, if you are not really, if cold weather doesn't really bother you, then I go ahead. I don't mind. I like to bundle up a layered, and of course, but to some people, they're really not into. They're not fascinated by the cold weather or the snow. But so we talked about last week about everything about London and everything about Amsterdam. And then if you want to view that again, or to if you missed it last week, you could, like what I said earlier before the show, was you could always log on to our PHLV Radio YouTube channel, and the show of last week or any of the shows that we've done, it's already part of our playlist. Yeah. So for tonight, these are the two places that we'll be talking about, and I'll give you some pointers and tips because it was one of those wonderful, wonderful tips that I could give you. And it was very economical for the 4 countries or 4 places that I visited in the month of February, part of February and up to March. It was like a 15 days a trip or tour. It only cost us altogether, including hotels, including the flight, including all the train transfers, the Euro train. It only cost us €1,800, $1,800. So that's pretty economical, and these are all A1, meaning these are top of notch accommodation. So I really had a wonderful time, and of course the trip was made possible by the G2 Travel, which happens to be it's really not a formalized travel area or agency or business, but it is through the courtesy and goodness of Roxanne Lontok Guzman. She's a very dear friend of mine based in San Francisco, and she likes doing this, and I always manage to join the group. There were 29 of us, 25 coming from San Francisco, and my group, there's 4 of us. We all flew in from Los Angeles. So that was a wonderful, wonderful trip. So without much further ado, let's start with our video, and I'll be doing the voiceover of Paris, France. Yeah. So what you're seeing right now is one of the things that I'm so excited to show you, because normally when you go to France, you will always see the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower, normally you do it during the day. For this particular show, I was able to capture both Eiffel Tower during the day and Eiffel Tower at night. So it's really amazing to see the lights, because as you know, Paris is the city of lights. It's known as the city of lights, so it's beautiful and then you could just walk. We did walk the whole time, and it was just amazing. Okay, so you'll see Paris during the evening, and then there'll be later you'll see Paris during the day. This happens to be the night tour that I did, and we were just walking. If you ask me, is it safe? It is so safe. It's very safe. So we're walking down different streets and alleys of Paris, France, and then this particular one is the flame that was in honor, or it was placed or erected. It's like a flame. It's a burning flame, and this was the in honor of the Lady Diana, or the princess of the people. Yeah, yeah. So this is so we jump now. This is the day tour that we did. So this is part of the tour. Since I have people with me who this was their first time. We call them the virgins because it was their first time to travel to Europe. So what you're seeing right now, yeah. So this is the Avenue of Champs-Élysées, or the name is in French meaning Elysian Field. Okay, so it is considered the most beautiful avenue in the world. Yeah. Now, you could just walk, and this avenue has the beautiful. This is like, if you're familiar with Rodeo Drive, all the wonderful restaurants, shanties, and all the upscale stores like Louis Vuitton, Prada, and Gucci and all that. This is where it is located, and right smack you will see Arc de Triomphe. Okay, and it is this particular street avenue, and right smack you will see cafes and luxury shops, and at the finish at the end, of course, this is where, if you're familiar, if you're a biker, like you do the cycling, then the Tour de France cycling race, that's where the finish line is. So you could just walk, and this is a beautiful kind of chilly day. And then, of course, you're seeing at the background the beautiful Louis Vuitton building, and it's just amazing. I mean, you could go for hours. And you're seeing right now the Arc de Triomphe, okay, right smack at the end of that, okay, and right there. Yeah, you see how beautiful that thing is. So some Filipino would say this is akin or similar to the Philippine Quezon City Rotunda, the Welcome Rotunda, but it's not. Or people who went to the oldest university in the Philippines, they have this at the almost similar. It's the Arc located at the University of Santo Tomas, but this is the Arc de Triomphe. Okay, and so it's beautiful. And then there's a plaza, and you could tell this is just one of those beautiful days. And then this art honors those who fought and died for France during the French Revolution and Napoleonic War, with the name of all the French victories and general inscribed on its inner and outer surface. Beneath it, it's the vault, lies the tomb of the unknown soldiers. Yeah, so we're still walking. So when you go to Paris, and you have ample time, not only you could walk the streets of Paris, but definitely try to get in to the Arc. Yeah, this one is the macaroons placed, and yeah, so I took that La Dorée, and you have to go there and taste it. It's kind of pricey, but it's so worth it. It's really one of those. It's their specialty, La Dorée, so you have to do that. So Iya Mayor is watching. Iya is watching us from Calibo, Aklan. Hi, Iya. Of course, Madam Catherine Cruz is the lovely wife of the Consul General of Los Angeles, Adelio Cruz. Hello, Catherine Cruz. And then Rosana Miller Barrera is watching us from Doha, Qatar. I don't know if Rosanna is back already from to her trip from Dubai. Sabi niya, okay. Sabi niya, morning here in Doha, Qatar. So happy viewing to everybody. And congratulations again, Rosanna, for being a Pinoy icon. She was just awarded one of the distinguished awardee of the Global Pinoy that was held in Dubai. Congratulations. Rosanna, as always, is a supporter of PHLV radio shows as well as our shows. And she is a doctor by profession. So yeah, and now she's a dentist, the dentist by profession, but she is now in Doha, Qatar, and she has that. So happy viewing sa'yo. Yeah. So where's this? Oh, okay. And then if you are a first timer in Paris, I would highly suggest to take the bus, which is the on and off bus. It's the red bus that goes around the tourist spots or scenic view of the whole of Paris, especially. So if you want to see the whole of Paris, you could either walk or I would say take the bus. Okay, it's like 42 euros, but it's for the whole days. It's the hop on, half off, meaning you hop onto the bus. And then if you see anything that's interesting, there's 10 stops, okay, in different scenic spots of Paris. Then you could get off it's just amazing. And it's only $42, 42 euros. So give or take, but you get the whole view of Paris, and you could go from the high end and also to what you're seeing right now on screen is the Eiffel Tower, and you could go to the malls, the shops. You could go to the Louvre and all the other. There's 10 stops. You could only also go to the opera, which you'll see as we progress with our show. Okay. So you could tell, so you could see we're and the good thing about this hop on, hop off, it's a bus, but it's a double decker. And one of my suggestions, if you could be on the top uppermost, the not on the lower portion of it, but go to the second layer of the bus, which is the deck, you have a better view. But like in this particular days, it was drizzling, so of course we don't want to get sick. So we from the deck we went down, and as you could tell, I think I didn't know that my camera was it's still filming and it was like upside down. So the first floor of the bus, it's warm, but you don't really have a good view. But it's ideal if it's raining, if it's drizzling, then and you don't want to get sick. So I would suggest, especially for our older folks, you're better off going in or sitting on the first layer of the bus. But if you're more into really getting the whole view of the city or the whole view of Paris, I highly suggest to be on the second, or they call it the top deck. And it's not. And if you could get into the very front of the bus, you'll get the 180 degrees view. Other than that, the whole view is still beautiful. It's still wonderful to be in Paris. Happy viewing to all our people watching us live. Magandang gabi. Happy viewing sa inyong lahat. And hopefully, you could just type in where you guys are watching us from, so I could give you a shout out. Okay? Interesting. Yeah. So this is still the Avenue of Champs-Élysées, which, like what I mentioned to you earlier, these are the high-end shops and the cafes, and there's where the Lauderay, there's and I was just, a lot of you are asking me too, am I using a handheld camera? No, all of these videos you're seeing from my shows, this is I'm just using my cell phone, which is Samsung, and it's not a sponsored. It's Samsung S24 Ultra. Okay, so you could tell it's beautiful. This particular phone, I don't bring cameras anymore. It gives you a high definition, and I am not even using any tripod for this one, it's just my hands. So it has this capability of the stability function of it. So even though I'm walking, it's not as it's not as, like, you could tell it's not, it's kind of steady, if I may say. Now of course there's always a line right now. A lot of people, you might be asking, and some people already texted me, what is that line? That line is the Louis Vuitton line. Ah, May Sarmiento is watching. May is one of the group who was with us. Sabi niya, nice resolution. Yes, May. Yeah, you see that? That's the line going to Louis Vuitton. They open at 10 in the morning and they close at 8, and there's always a line. Why do they have a line? Do you need a reservation to get in? No. No reservation is needed or necessary. You just have to fall in line and then wait for your turn. So it goes really fast because some people, they just go in there, have their picture taken, and so it goes really, really fast. Hi, May. May is watching us from San Francisco. Hello to you too, May Sarmiento. There you go. Oh, okay. So we jumped. Now this is the flame that I was talking to you about. This was erected in honor of the princess of the people, and that's Lady Diana. This is the tunnel where that accident took place. So of course we cannot go in the tunnel because the tunnel, it's a busy street. But this particular one, it's the flame. Now you could ask me, if I take the hop on hop off bus, will I get into here? No, it will not stop there. But you could go to the other station and could just walk. This particular one, I got a good view of that because we travel during the night by we walk. We didn't take any transportation, and it was a nighttime view. So this flame, it's like a flame that it's a burning flame, and it's in honor of Lady Diana, the princess of the people. Now you could tell we're going back and forth with the view. Now this is a daytime view of the Eiffel Tower. This is of course not to miss. Okay, as they said, because this is really one of the iconic, the most popular structure in Paris. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you're seeing that, and I have a good view because this was taken while the bus was in traffic. The Eiffel Tower, okay, like what we talk about, it's made of iron lattice. It's an iron tower on the Champ de Mars in Paris, like what I said, and it was named after the engineer Gustave Eiffel, whose company designed and built the tower from 1887 to 1889. Yeah, so it's beautiful. It's all inspiring. Now, it was constructed at the centerpiece of the 1889 World's Fair, and to crown the centennial anniversary of the French Revolution. Although initially this particular Eiffel Tower was criticized by some of the France's leading artists and intellectuals for its design, it has become the global cultural icon of France and one of the most recognizable structures in the world. The tower, normally they get almost 6 million visitors recorded in 2022. Okay. Of course, the beautiful thing, and you'll see a video because we went all the way in there, and you see how it was done and it was structured. See, sabi ni May, miss you, Josh, miss you too, May. And hopefully we could go on a trip. So I would suggest, if you have time, you need to go in and do the Eiffel Tower part. It's free when we went there. Normally it has a fee, but we were lucky that this particular day that there was no fee, no entrance fee whatsoever. It's a park, and you go all the way there, and you could go up the Eiffel Tower. There's three floors of that, and you could go. The tower itself is 330 meters or 1,083 feet tall. about the same height as an 81-story building and the tallest structure in Paris. Hey, the base is square, you're saying right now. The base is square, measuring 125 meters or 410 feet on its side. During its construction, the Eiffel Tower surpassed the Washington Monument to become the tallest human-made structure in the world, a title that was held 41 years until the Chrysler Building in New York was finished in 1930. A little trivia on that one. It was the first structure in the world to surpass both the 200-meter and 300-meter mark in height. Okay. Now this is fascinating, interesting. Due to the addition of the broadcasting aerial at the top tower in 1957, it is now considered taller than the Chrysler Building by 5.2 feet. Oops. Okay, let me hold on, okay? Because I just lost my power. So you're looking right now at the base, and of course I for this particular one I didn't go up. But most likely when I go back to Paris, we'll do we'll go. There's 3 floors of that. The first floor is the restaurant. Second floor is the restaurant as well, and then the third layer, and I'll tell you in a bit. Okay, the highest observation deck accessible to the public. Okay, tickets can be purchased to ascend by stairs or by lift. Lift is what they call the elevator in the UK, to the first and second floor. The climb from the ground level to the first level is over 300 steps, as the climb from the first layer or level to the second, making the entire ascent a 600 steps climb. Okay. So the first floor and the second floor, they're restaurants. The third floor is really a reserved place for Gustav. Meaning you cannot go in there, so you're only allowed to there's a ticket for the first and second floor, and if you and the view deck, of course, and then of course there's a lift that goes in there. You could do either by steps or by lift. Sabi ni May Sarmiento, my first time there and it was stunning. That's so true. Yan. Let's see. So it was kind of chilly that day. Luckily, it was not raining or it was not even drizzling. Yeah, so let's see. So but I highly recommend not only view the Eiffel Tower from a distance, but try to get in there to the base, because it's a park that's open to the public. When we went there, like what I said, it was free. There was no entrance fee, but the fee is really minimal. I think it's only €10, and you could spend the whole day there. And then of course you could buy tickets to go into the first floor and second floor, or first layer and second layer of the Eiffel Tower. And we'll definitely do that next time I'm back in Paris, because there was a long line during the time that I traveled when I went there. So I said, well, next time I have more time, because while we were there, it started to rain, and of course we didn't have umbrellas with us, so, and that's why we kind of cut it short. Okay, let's see. Now, like what I said earlier, you could either go by lift. Lift is really an elevator, or by stairs. If you're going stairs from the base to the first floor, it's 300 steps. Now, from the first floor to the second floor, it's another 300 steps. Now, total of 600. 300 plus 300 is equal to 600. But the easiest way to do that, especially if you are in a rush or you really don't have time to, and maybe you don't want to do the steps or the stairs, you could always take the lift for a fee, of course. Now, what's in the first and second floor of the Eiffel Tower? Those are restaurants. There's a wonderful restaurant there. There's some restaurants that you need to make a reservation ahead of time, because there's they call it package lunch or dinner, and it costs like €230, and it's so worth the effort. But if you just want to do a la carte, there is a way of doing it too as well, but you really have to have a reservation for you to be able to experience that. If you are not able or you didn't have time to get the reservation, it's still, you're gonna ask me, and some already texted me, is it still worth going up the Eiffel Tower? Absolutely, because if you go up the Eiffel Tower, you see the whole view, the 360 the view of the whole Paris, the city of Paris, and it's so beautiful. Sabi niya, oh, May said it's a nice weather that day. Yeah, because like what I said, there's 29 of us. We were like in different groups. I was with my LA people, and of course May and Roxanne's group, or G1 G2 group. They were on the separate group. LB, Abilia, Kayleen, LB is watching us from Las Vegas, and LB is the producer of the upcoming Hagibis USA tour. And as soon as I have more information on that, definitely we'll have the Hagibis people have a guest, be a guest here at our show. And LB is the producer as well as the petitioner of the famous group who started it all, Hagibis. You cannot miss that because they're very famous, and I know not only LV is bringing the group, the original members of the group, the second generation member of the group, but also the legendary Mike Hanopol. So we'll keep you posted as we go along. Okay. Let's see. Oh, one of the things, one of the privilege that happened to us too, and courtesy of course, the G1, G2 group, we were able, this is the Cathedral of Notre Dame, okay, or Notre Dame. Yeah, so this is so beautiful. This is not to miss. As you know, this was closed for a while because of the fire that took place in April, right? So they reopened in December 7, 2024. It's really not to miss. And the Notre Dame fire, which occurred April 15 to be exact, in 2019, it is believed to be caused by an accident, possibly an electrical fault or a smoldering cigarette during renovation on the cathedral's roof and spire. Yeah, okay. Now, we were lucky that day because we were able to get in and we were able to hear mass as well. Now, I think I mentioned that the last time. The mass was not in language. It was in French. It was in French, but it was still an experience. And I would show you the video, of course, of the whole inside of the Cathedral of Notre Dame. Yeah. So yeah. It is the cathedral, and it contains the Archbishop of Paris. In the early 21st century, about 12 million people visited Notre Dame annually. Yeah, so we were privileged. There's a huge line, but this particular one, it was really a blessing and a privilege indeed, because we were able to get in there. So you could see a lot of people. It's like a procession of people, trove of people, and this is the inside of it. So you could tell it's majestic. It is just so surreal to be inside of it, and they're very lenient taking pictures and video, provided there's no mass going on. Other than that, because when we get in there, the mass is about to start, so we just take our sweet little time and see all those mosaic and the structure, and okay, let's look at this enormous and colorful rose windows and the naturalism and the abundance of sculptural decoration. And then, of course, Notre Dame Cathedral is also exceptional for its 3 pipe organs and its immense church bell. See that? There's a lot of people, it's just like one of those. And then, of course, it's also known as, not only it's known as the cathedral, it's the Cathedral of Our Lady of Paris, okay, or simply referred to as Notre Dame. a medieval Catholic. Okay, if you're asking me, are they Protestant? Are they non-denominational? No, it is a medieval Catholic cathedral, and it is the cathedral church of the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Paris. And the mass is ongoing, or they have the mass every hour of the day, starting at 10 p.m. and up to 6 p.m. And then every break, then they're allowed the tourists to go around, not at the middle, but around the church, and you could take videos. And of course, there's a gift shop that you could buy your rosaries, your scapulars, your statues. Of course, that's the Madonna and Child. What you're seeing right now, it's art pieces, and that's the inside of Notre Dame, which not a lot of people are able to get in, because some people, they don't want to do the line. And then you could make the way to do it, or to make it easier, is make a reservation online. It's easier. It's you could just Google it, reservation to get into Notre Dame Cathedral, and they go by time, and they're pretty not strict on that. But once you have an appointment, it's easy for you to go in and out of the cathedral. Now look at that scrap. This is the depiction of Jesus Christ from the nativity up to the crucifixion, and it's carved right there, and this is just a sight to behold. So it tells you now you're seeing the Last Supper. Of course, it's on the facade. It's on the, not really the ceiling, but it's on the wall. It's carved, and it's just amazing. One of those that not to miss. Yeah, so there you go. That's beautiful. So now you're seeing the nativity. Like, yeah. So this is the birth of Jesus right there. Imagine this, seeing it. Just see right there. Yeah, so, and it goes from one frame to the other, and it surrounds the whole front altar of the church. So that alone is worth the trip. And again, there's no fee. It's free to enter this. It's free for all, provided you have an appointment or you have a reservation. Other than, if you want to walk in, there's a huge line for people who are walking in. So I again highly suggest for you is to make a reservation online on the day and the time you will like to visit. May said, oh, nice. Yes, we're able to get in there. See all those pillars, and there's sections and rooms of different saints, and it depends really on who you patronize and the saints that you adore. And you could either light a candle, offer flowers, and there you go. So there's a lot of people who are just and it's not only open to Catholics, it's open to any religion. And if you are just an admirer of artwork, this is really a sight to behold. Yeah, so those are beautiful art pieces in there. And of course, there's a lot of security as well, because like what I said, they just opened after the fire in April 2019. Few years before they opened. They just opened it December of 2024, and we went there in February 2025. So this is really fresh, and we were just lucky. Last time I was in Paris, I was only able to have pictures and video outside because the construction was still ongoing. But this time we were able to get inside, and let alone we were able to hear mass. Although in French, but still. So it's just one of those, and there's so many artwork there that it's one of those that you really have to see it for yourself. Yeah. So this is definitely a must-see. If anytime you are in Paris, definitely you need to have, not only you have to see the Eiffel Tower, the Champs-Élysées, and of course the Notre Dame. Also, not to miss are the wonderful shopping, which is dear and close to everyone's heart, because if you go buy it in Oh, that's the hotel that's where we stayed. This hotel, this is a refurbished hotel, and it's beautiful. It's a art hotel. It's like a couple of blocks away from Champs Elysees, and of course our landmark there is definitely the Louis Vuitton. So if you want to stay at that place, definitely I highly recommend it. It doesn't look from the last time we were there, 2 3 years ago, because now they refurbished the whole place, and it's beautiful, and it's only per day it's 180 euros. Okay, it's 180 euros. Yeah. So I think we're gonna show you the Louvre. The Louvre Museum also is a not to miss point of interest when you go to Paris. And then Louvre is very, very, very iconic. Yeah, so this is the entrance going to the Louvre. Because if you've seen the movie of Tom Hanks, not Angels and Demons, but the other movie, this was highly utilized, and you could have that tour as well. So it was kind of drizzly, so I was taking my video underneath a canopy. So that's the triangle, and this is the Louvre Museum. For the Louvre Museum, my suggestion: you have to enter the Louvre Museum at least once in a lifetime, because all the art pieces in the world, it's housing there. If you ask me, would it be able? Can I watch or can I visit it for a day? I would say give it 2 days to be able to watch the whole, or to view the whole thing, because the iconic Mona Lisa, it's housed there, as well as David, the structure. But they're more famous, especially for the global Pinoys. The Mona Lisa, the mysterious smile of Mona Lisa, it is housed there. Next time I visit, I'll definitely video the inside of the Louvre. But for this particular trip, we just did the whole facade, or outside, and the structure that you're seeing right now, right smack in the middle is the triangle, and then of course those buildings right across, those are the museum. So it is said that you have to have at least 2 to 3 days to be able to really enjoy the Louvre Museum, and really be able to do that. Let's see. So we're going to see more and more of those. Yeah, so this was again highly recommended. Do the half on, half off, because instead of you wasting time walking, it's better that you take the half on, half off, and it's good for 24 hours. They advertise it at 24 hours, but they really cut it off by 6 p.m. So you could go in as early as 7 in the morning and up to, I would say, 6 p.m. and it just goes around the whole 10 stations, 10 bus stops of different scenic spots or tourist spots that any tourist would enjoy. From the Louvre Museum, Notre Dame Cathedral, to the Eiffel Tower, to the Opera House, and of course the shopping. Who would like to miss that? Now, as far as shopping is concerned, I would say if you are really into Louis Vuittons or anything that is made from Europe, you could really get it at a very not discounted, but a very good price. A good example, we purchased a purse for a friend, and in the States it costs like $3,200 plus tax. In Paris, we were able to purchase the same purse for 1,800 euros. So give or take, it's really it's highly suggested to, if you're gonna buy those Italian brands items, you're better off buying it, because it's a lot inexpensive and economical, and you get a good value for your money. Happy viewing to Carmi Santos Ongs watching us from Quezon City. So what you're seeing now are the different structures, different iconic spots as we venture into the beautiful city of Paris, the city of lights. Yeah, so there's are this the Capitol building, the structures. Yeah, so it's really a sight to see. And hopefully you're enjoying the show, because at least if you are not able to travel for one reason or another, uh, at least through our show, we are able to bring you the beautiful sights that you would be able to see it for yourself. Now, would I suggest for you to go to Europe and see it for yourself? Yes, put it in your bucket list that one of the cities not to miss is Paris, because especially for honeymooners or for lovers, for at least you have to visit Paris once in your lifetime. I have been to Paris personally so many times. I cannot get enough of it. It's just every time I go there with friends and repeaters, I call them repeaters. We always have we always discover places to eat, places to see, places things to do, and it's always a brand new feeling. Especially if you're bringing people who have never been to Paris. It's just one of those that gives you a different feeling. It's so surreal. It you have to be there. You have to experience for yourself to really enjoy the whole place. But definitely, if you could visit, this is one of those places recommended that one need to visit before you leave the world. I think next stop is the beautiful. I think we already have that Paris done. I think the next one is Lucerne and Zurich of Switzerland. I think we have that video as well, because what we did was yeah, there you go. Now if you are really into snow skiing, snowboarding, this is the place to be. This is the Swiss Alps. Yeah, see how beautiful it doesn't hurt your eyes, although it's recommended to wear sunglasses because it is so white, whiter than the white powder. It's really beautiful. Is it chilly? Is it cold? Well, if you have the right jacket, you'll be okay. And this is the base of going into the French Alps. So you could tell it was kind of sunny, but still very, very chilly. And then, of course, what Switzerland is well known for? What? Of course, chocolate, seats, Rolexes, and all that, right? It's renowned for the stunning alpine scenery, of course, Switzerland, luxury watchmaking, delicious chocolates, efficient public transport, and its long-standing policy of neutrality. What did they say? They always say, if you are not, yeah, they said if you are a neutral person, you are from Switzerland. Now, the Alps. Switzerland landscape is dominated by the majestic Swiss Alps, like what you're seeing right now, offering breathtaking view, opportunities for hiking, skiing, and snowboarding, and iconic mountains like the Matterhorn. Oh, Cindy is watching us. Cindy is the Maduk Production Inc. LLC. Cindy is watching us. I don't know if Cindy is still in Hawaii, because she went there to support Piolo Pascual and Inigo Pascual's concert of father and son. But Cindy is now she is in Ohio. She's back in Ohio with her beautiful, cute son, namesake of mine, Joshua. Hi, Cindy. Okay, as I've said, the Swiss Alps, right, we're seeing right now. Okay, and then of course there's some lakes on the way there. You see lakes. The country boasts numerous pristine lakes, including Lake Geneva and Lake Lucerne, which are popular for swimming, boating, and enjoying the scenery. You'll see that later. And of course, you should not miss the Swiss Alps and the Matterhorn. And of course, there's this particular place, there's a lot of shanties. Now, this is a high season for skiing and snowboarding, and of course you go all the way up to the Alps. Oh, Cindy just landed in Ohio. Happy viewing, Cindy, and hello to Richard as well. So yeah, so I went there and then see the views. This is during the summertime. The last time I was there, it was summer, and I think we have that from previous shows that we did. Yeah, so that's the lake, and these are the posters that you could buy, of course, for a minimum fee. And there's a lot of shanties, there's a lot of stores, and of course the very well-known chocolate. Yeah, there's nothing like the Swiss chocolate, which is so wonderful, and you cannot help. You could forget about the diet. Yeah, so you could just stroll the whole time there and spend the whole time. If you are really a skiing aficionado, this is the place to be. There's a lot of wares if you have time, and you could rent them. You don't have to bring them with you, but you could rent them for a fee, of course. And May Sarmiento said a breathtaking. That's a good adjective. A breathtaking view up there. So you really have to go up there to see the whole view. I personally didn't go all the way up, which there's a cable cart that you could for a fee you could go all the way up, but we were too afraid that we might miss our bus on the way back to the lowland of Switzerland to go back to Zurich. So I'm showing you as we moved in to the Swiss Alps. Yeah, so it's just a lot of walking. Like what I said the last show, you don't worry about the chocolate and the crabs and all the food that you'll take or you will partake, because you will do a lot of walking when you go to Europe, because and because of the walking that you would do, you would not really acquire calories because you burn them. May said we just did up to the second stop of the cable car. Yeah, some of our group mates, what they did is they took the cable car and they go all the way up. Like May's group, she went all the way to the second stop of the cable car. I didn't do it this time, but maybe next time I'll do an overnighter, because just for a couple of hours in this area, for me it's not enough, because you really have to be able to enjoy the sports, the winter sports, and of course it's well known for that. If you are some people who are really into skiing, this is a place to be. Okay? It's just amazing, and of course there's a lot of hotels. You could text me, and I'll send you a list of all the hotels you could stay for overnighter, or if you want to stay longer in this particular place. Yeah, so those are the shops, and then yeah, so it's really not expensive. It is in Swiss franc. Now you will ask me what's the difference. Well, if you go in Europe, it's euro, but then in UK, in England, it's pounds, because as you know now, based on our show, the UK is no longer part of the European place. Okay, they're not part of that organization anymore, so they use their own pounds now. Then, so if other than UK, for the other parts of Europe, you use euro. Okay, in UK you use pounds. Now, for France, you use euro. Okay, but for Switzerland, it's franc, Swiss franc. Okay, now it's more expensive. It's high conversion. The euro is almost dollar for dollar. US dollar is to, I would say, €1. $1 is to €1, and then the pound is like they are. If you compare it to US dollar, it's like $1 to 90 pounds. $1 is to 90 pounds, less than 100. $100, sorry, is equal to 90 pounds. Now for franc though, it's like for $100 you lose like $20 less, because it's more valuable. So these are part of the chocolate that we went into, and there are several European chocolate or Swiss chocolates there. See how appetizing they are. Of course, you have to watch on your calories intake, but you have to have, every time you visit Europe, buy as many chocolate, because this chocolate, even though they are available in different parts of the world, they're more expensive outside of Switzerland. But the best chocolate for me, okay, my own opinion, is definitely the Swiss chocolate. It not only it melts in your mouth, it is so silky. You have to taste it to be able to describe it. So we were able to visit one of their stores for chocolate. Sel Ortega is watching us from Las Vegas. Carmi Santos said, "Ang sarap niyan." Yes. So my sugar intake went up because of, and that's the cacao or cocoa. That's the fruit itself that they made into. We were not able to see the making of Swiss chocolate because we didn't go to the Lynn store. But look how appetizing those are. I brought some with me, and of course, in the course of time, instead of giving it to some friends, I consumed them. Oh, this is the bakery that we visited because they have the beignet, or it's like, for Filipinos, it's like the mini donuts. So this is in Europe, they call it beignet. Yeah, so this is like the donut, but it's like if you are from Manila, this is like the stuffed donut with like the Jayco donuts or the Krispy Kreme donuts, but this is their own version, and of course they have the famous pizza as well. Yeah, so, and of course they have the cakes. The cakes are just amazing, especially chocolate cakes. Yeah, so you really have to taste those, because it's always advisable every time you visit a country to taste their specialty, and then of course you have to taste. Yeah, so there's like the beignet or or their donuts, and of course the churros as well. These are the authentic thing, and I think we took how it's made. See, people line up for this because this is very famous for them. I say this guy is doing it, and this reminds you of Philippine donuts, right? Like it's cooked using oil, and it's see right there. Yeah, so, and then they put sugar. Yeah, so and the way to do it is, see, you pay it inside the store, and then you claim it outside, and this is where it's made. And it's stuffed. It's either stuffed with different jam, like it could be vanilla, it could be strawberry, or it could be or Nutella if you want. Just like akin to Jayco or Krispy Kreme, if you are wondering how it tastes. Yeah. And okay, I think that is about. Oh no, there's more. There's more about. I think we did some of the surroundings of Zurich, so hopefully we could play that as well. There's some. So you could see the different areas of Zurich. So the whole of Europe is like that. It's a beautiful building. You could just walk. It's a lot of walking. So again, my suggestion to you, like what I've suggested in the past, try to have comfortable shoes, rubber shoes, or we call it sneakers. Make sure that they're comfortable, because you will be doing a lot of walking, because that's how because you really do not want to miss any of these iconic spots, because those are sight to not to miss. Cesar Ong is watching us as well. Cesar or June Ong is watching from the Philippines, I think. Project from Quezon City. Yeah, so what you're seeing right now are the streets of Zurich, going towards the Swiss Alps. So I was just taking my sweet little time, and you see the whole place, the whole surrounding, it's covered with snow. And to think this was late February, imagine during the winter season, then the whole place is covered. It's like white as white can be. It's like clouds of white. But this particular day, all the snows are still up in the mountains. This is end of February of this year, so it's still kind of chilly. So you need to bundle up so at least you don't get sick. And Cesar Ong, miss you kuya, miss you guys too, and don't worry, I will be back in the Philippines, and I will keep you guys posted at that. So I'm just trying to get all the schedules and appointments out before I will make an announcement of me going there. So there's a lot of restaurants. There's some American restaurants as well when you go to Europe, and in different places, especially in Switzerland. Not to worry, there's Starbucks there. Especially for people who are fascinated and who are fan of Starbucks. Starbucks is everywhere in Europe. So here, this one is really nice. If people, if you guys are watching us right now, if you are familiar with Crash Landing on You, these are some sites that you will see that were featured in that Korean novella or the K-pop drama Crash Landing on You. Sabi ni Jun, subi kami this Holy Week. Akala ko makakasawa ka. I wish to, but something came up that I need to be here for the whole month of April. But definitely, I will fly back in May. Yeah, but I'll keep you there. Sabi mo kasi magbibisita iglesia tayo. Yes, I know. So I'll do it here because yeah, something that I cannot. Yeah. Kinilig sa Crash Landing on Your location. Haha, sabi ni May. Yeah, so we of course, courtesy of Roxanne as well as G1, G2 of Mary or Joy, and of course with their amazing husband Nick and June. They were able to arrange for us to really visit these iconic places that were captured in Crash Landing on You. So our people who watched that Korean novella or Korean soap or K-pop, they said, it's definitely Switzerland because some of the iconic places that were included in that particular K-drama we visited them. So there you go. So it's just a lot of walking. We will not give up until we see them. Let's see these places. So you'll see. I think that's the last. There's a few more videos, and that's the church. That was part of it, and then we could just walk, and then there's all over the place. And you might ask me, and some of you are saying, how do we visit them? If you Google them, just put Crash Landing on You, or they call it CLOY, Crash Landing on You, and you Google the iconic places that were used as a backdraft, or places that they visited, or they put into that great novella. You could see it for yourself and be amazed how beautiful they were. Mm-hmm. So that's why I said make sure you have comfortable shoes when you go to Europe because it's a lot of walking. But one thing for sure, you don't even feel that you're walking so much distance already because there's ample places to see, ample shops to go in and explore. There's some museums if you're into museums, and there's people. They're just nice as anybody can be. I would say the people in Switzerland, they're really nice people. As far as language, not to worry, they speak English. I had a hard time. In where is that place that they don't? In France. It's really, you have to be able to at least communicate in French. But other than that, if you're an English speaker anyway, you could get by it. Yeah. So maybe it's one thing that I suggest if you could take some conversational French. If you go to France, that would be ideal. Up on Italian, and the good thing with Filipinos, most of us, we took lessons in Spanish. That's the beautiful about Italian. It's almost similar or close to the Spanish language, and you'll figure it out once you get there, or when you learn to study um, Italian. So if you speak Spanish, you can get by speaking Italian. Yeah, so that's the church that was part of it. Sabi ni May, imagine we did 25,000 to 30,000 steps a day. That's so true. That is so true. That's the highest I had was like 40,000 steps. And ordinarily, the ideal steps per day is 6,000 to 10,000. But during this particular trip per day, we're logging in 25,000 to 30,000 steps. Imagine that per day. So if you ask me, did I gain weight? No, as a matter of fact, I lost some weight because of all the walking that we did. See how picturesque this particular, you're seeing right now, this is part of Switzerland, Zurich. So how beautiful these places are, the iconic, and this was the landscape, the backdrop that were captured also if you are a fan of Crash Landing on You. May said, grabe, yeah, the walking is way too much, but it's all worth it naman. And I verbalize that as well. I echo that sentiments as well that May said, it is worth it. So again, if you have not been to Europe, I highly suggest for you to go there. If you don't mind the cold weather, then do it between the months of January to March. The hotels are reasonable and the flights are reasonable if you're coming from San Francisco or LA. I don't know if you're coming from the Philippines, how much it was or how much it is, but definitely I highly suggest in your lifetime, put this in your bucket list. Put this and go visit, because it gives you a different perspective in life. It gives you bask and you learn how to deal with different cultures, and it gives you a different knowledge, a different experience, a different point of view, and you will be more appreciative and you'll be more grateful that you are able to visit different places in different times and meet different people. See, and it's just like one of those that you could look up and say, thank God I am alive, and life is beautiful, life is wonderful, and you will definitely be grateful just being able to not only to be with your friends, your family, your loved ones, but to be able in a place in time where you could enjoy the beautiful places and the beautiful nature and just bask in its glory. And it's just amazing and it's indescribable feeling. So that's the train station. So we went there as well. And inside the train station, which is very different from what we have back in the country, they have stores, they have restaurants, there are high-end restaurants, and that's the inside of the train station. Imagine a train station, which is like amazing structure, amazing place. I really wished that we would have something like that in the Philippines, especially now that there's a lot of things being done in different parts of the Philippines. And I think that concludes our show for today. Hopefully you really enjoyed our part 2 of my European trip to Northern Europe. So again, part 1 we did London and Amsterdam, which was last week. This particular show we did Switzerland, Zurich and Lucerne, as well as Paris. And I really hope you enjoy the show. If you missed any part of the show, please do log into our YouTube channel, PHLV Radio. All the shows all our shows are already on the playlist there. You could replay it as many times as you want. But maraming salamat po. We have a lot of people who watch us today live. Maraming salamat also for those people who tune in and give comments and your as well as your shout out. Happy viewing to everybody. Like what I said, happy viewing and to our team replay as our team share. We cannot do our show without your support. Maraming salamat po. And next week, definitely, especially for the Filipinos abroad, we will definitely do a show on different topics on immigration, and as well as, and this is coming from the Consul General himself. We'll talk about the VIP tour that will be happening next July in the Philippines, and we'll talk about also the some of the progress and some of the undertakings being done now at the Philippine Consulate in Los Angeles. Acel Ortega is the lovely wife of 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 the of the Ortega of Joel Ortega, one of the members of Hagibis USA, who will be doing a tour of the USA. I think forthcoming sometime in June. So as soon as we have more information on that, for sure, we will definitely plug it in here. So Asel is watching us from Las Vegas, Nevada. So that concludes our show for today, and I hope you enjoy reminiscing it with me, and for those people that's not been there, hopefully you saw you saw Switzerland and Paris through my eyes and through the videos that we shared with you. Feel free to text me or to give me a shout out in the future if you want to know more information, more tips, and the flights that we take, and in more detail. I'll be more than glad to talk to you in private or on the show itself, and we'll definitely discuss some of the tips and some of the tidbits that the experiences we had while we are in Europe. But definitely, I highly suggest, if you could visit any of these places in your lifetime, please do so, because there's more to life than where you are at. As they said, the more places you visit, the more knowledgeable you become, because you experience different culture, different food, you meet more people, you bask in, and you will be more appreciative of what life is about, and you'll be appreciative of the different culture you will encounter, as well as the food, as well as the scenery, that are just like what May Sarmiento said, breathtaking. So with that, maraming salamat, and I will definitely see you tomorrow in my other show. And again, just to remind everyone, my show tomorrow is Dear Kuya Josh. It's not 2 p.m. anymore in the Philippines. It's 1 p.m. So it's at least not to miss. We have brand new letter that we will be discussing tomorrow, and hopefully you guys could still watch and participate. It's an interactive. Normally, we read the letters out loud, and then I ask for opinions, comments, and suggestions. And that's really, we all would learn, and we all get nuggets of wisdom from each one of us. I am still learning from all the things that you guys would share, as well as I share my own opinion about that. Okay? Now, maraming salamat po. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. And you guys have a wonderful weekend. If I don't see you tomorrow in my show, whatever is left of it, enjoy the rest of the weekend. It's Friday night here in California, but definitely if you're in Manila, it's already Saturday there. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and I wish you a wonderful, safe, and blessed next week. And like what I said, Asel said, Hilda is watching, as well as Ern is watching as well. I will, guys, give you a call after the show. But definitely, maraming salamat for tuning in. You guys are just amazing. We're growing our numbers. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. And you could also look for Kuya Josh's YouTube channel at Jush Andowitt. Okay? Or you could definitely go to PHLV Radio YouTube channel as well. And with that, I always close my show with a reminder. And definitely it's a challenge, especially as we go through life. It's always be kind. If you can never go wrong with kindness, and any act of kindness that you show and you do to people, it will come back to you. It's a guarantee that it will come back to you in so many ways, in different times, different people, different situation. And choose to be happy when you wake up in the morning. Be grateful that you are alive and were given another day to live life and make a difference. But choose to be happy, because that kind of set the mood for the whole day. Because they said, happy life, good vibes makes you a happy person. And it affects everybody in your life. If you choose to be happy, it kind of set the whole tone, the whole mood of the whole day. So be kind, do act of kindness, and choose to be happy. With that, maraming salamat po. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. And next week po will be a brand new show again here at Alam Mo Ba with Jush Andowitt. Good night, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, world. Bye-bye, everybody.
the heat. Vegas lights shining bright. Filipino hearts, buhay na buhay. In the city of lights we fly. PHLV radio, ikaw at ako. Home vibes in the flow. Mula sa Las Vegas at home ka dito. PHLV radio, ikaw at ako. Nakakaisa, sabay-sabay. We're united, come what may. Sing along, dance away. Para sa'yo ito all day. PHLV radio, ikaw at ako. Home vibes in the flow. Mula sa Las Vegas at home ka dito. PHLV radio, ikaw at ako. Watch and learn, we really care. It's our turn, stories to share. Copy